Don't keep your money in the bank. Why the rich don't and you shouldn't either. If you're anything like most of us, you've probably been programmed to put your money in a bank account, perhaps by your parents, school, colleague, friends, and so on. If you want to hear something crazy, well, saving money in the bank is not all it's cut out to be. That's why in today's video, I'll give you 4 reasons you shouldn't park your money in the bank and tell you what you need to do with your cash. To get us all on the same page, I'll reveal when it's best to consider saving money in a bank account. Settle in and let's get started. What's up guys, I'm Gilberto from Credit Guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things credit and finance related. Let's go. First, let's address the important question. Why shouldn't you keep all your money in the bank? Well, I have 4 reasons for it, and please pay attention. The first reason you should never park your money in a bank account is inflation, and let me just elaborate on that. Inflation refers to the diminishing purchasing power of money over time, thanks to the steady increase in the prices of everyday goods. Some call it the silent tax or silent wealth killer because it undermines what your money can afford with time. Let me give you an example. If a slice of pizza costs $1 and rises by 25% compared with a year earlier, then pizza inflation is 25%. So suppose you had saved $1 before the inflation. You can no longer afford to buy the same slice of pizza when inflation goes up 25%. If anything, you can now afford a 25% smaller pizza slice because that's where your money is worth after the inflation. Even so, I must mention that the current US inflation is nowhere near 25%. Rather, it currently stands at 8.5% as seen on statistics. The second reason to steer clear of saving all your cash in the bank is low interest earns. Let me just ask you this. What do you believe the bank does when you take your money over there? That it's stored in a safe with your name? Not quite so. Most banks practice fractional investing, which is essentially receiving deposits from customers and then giving them out as loans to borrowers. But while we are on this point, I must mention that banks often keep at least 10% of the deposits in their reserves. The remainder is what is loaned to people, of course to be repaid with interest. Now, speaking of interest, most banks pay incredibly low interest on your savings. So if you save $1,000 and earn the national average interest rate for savings account, which is 0.13%, you will have a mere $1.30 on top of the interest. That's close to nothing, and worse still, nowhere near the current inflation rate. The third reason many retailers don't park their money in a bank, and neither should you, is because these institutions can be adversely affected by financial upheaval, such as 2008's global financial crisis. During such an event, your bank might fail, going under with your money. Reason number 4. Avoid putting money in a bank account is the government. Let me just explain what I mean by that. See, banks operate under the law of the land, meaning they can change their policies and fees at any time. And when this happens, sometimes it can be hard to access your own cash or earn a decent return. So if you shouldn't put your money in the bank, what should you do? Instead of parking your cash in the bank, the smart thing is to get it to work for you. And exactly what does that mean? Well, getting your money to work for you means earning returns that you keep up with the inflation rate. One way of doing it is investing in an index fund, such as the S&P 500. Just to get us all on the same page, the S&P 500 is a stock market index that tracks the top 500 large companies and on exchanges across the US. These companies include renowned names such as Netflix, Apple, Coca-Cola, Amazon, and Apple. By investing in the S&P 500, you invest in all these companies plus more, giving yourself more diversification instead of fitting all of your eggs in a single basket. Not to forget, you aren't guaranteed decent returns on investment because the S&P 500 has historically returned 10% per year. Now, that's really something because if inflation is 2 to 3%, you are earning returns of 7 to 8%. Even so, remember, the 10% here is an average. The market fluctuates. So sometimes the index will go up even 20% and sometimes it will go as low as 3%. Personally, I like the S&P 500 is ideal for beginners. You save a lot of time as you do not have to research what companies invest in. Most importantly, you invest your savings across all those companies. In other words, if you invest $100, you've invested that money in all the companies instead of a single company. Since we're talking about investing, let me quickly highlight some excellent strategies you can employ today. Fractional shares investing is the first strategy you can employ when investing in the stock market. To elaborate, this is where you buy the fraction of a company's share equal to your investment. Let me give you an example. As of posting this video, the price of one Tesla stock is just above $900. So, thanks to fractional investing, you can invest $100 in Tesla and get a fraction of its stock. In this case, 9th. But that's not the only way to go about it. Besides buying an individual stock, you can also buy a fraction of an ETF depending on the broker. The second investment strategy I'd recommend is dollar cost averaging. Essentially, this is where you come up with a specific amount of money, say $100, that you invest consistently, whether weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, doesn't matter. With this strategy, you always invest in the market, whether it goes up or down. Besides, you won't be risking all of your savings, but a portion of it every time. Now, where else can you invest besides the stock market? Some other excellent investments you can consider are real estate, starting a business, and investing in yourself. As for real estate, I know the price barrier can make it hard to get in, so I recommend that you invest in a real estate investment trust. Instead, it's a cheaper way to become a property investor. And when I say invest in yourself, I mean taking a course that can improve your knowledge and earn you a promotion at work. It can also mean learning a valuable skill that can help you make more money. Now, when is it right to save? Saving is not entirely a problem. In fact, many experts agree that keeping too much money in the bank is the problem. Saving is great if you're setting up an emergency, which is essentially a cushion for when out of the blue expenses such as car repairs, home repairs, and medical bills come knocking on your door. While we are on this, let me mention that experts advise you to set up an emergency fund that is between anywhere from 3 to 6 months of your expenses. Saving is also ideal if you want to accumulate money for something. It could be a wedding, a car, vacation, a nice gift or present, something like that. So now that we have what are your thoughts on today's topic, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks again. Till next time.